So I'm going to steal a couple of seconds from Karen while she's setting up here. My name is Bob, and thank you very much. I'd like to share with you some very personal thoughts that I've had over the past couple of decades. What I'm going to talk tonight actually is a little bit about what I think that it might take to build a sustainable civilization. I got into this kind of a thinking when I left high school in Stratford, and I went out to Vancouver to take some courses at the University of British Columbia. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I thought that I wanted to start up my own business. But when I got out there, I started taking a whole bunch of courses across a number of subjects. Things that really interested me and professors that really enlightened me, and it got me thinking a lot about human evolution and sustainable issues. I took a little bit of time off of thinking about those things though, and toured around the States with my parents and helped them out at various antique shows. And in those travels, I met a really interesting author that was living in Houston named Daniel Quinn. And I had the fortunate opportunity to sit with him and his wife Freddie and talk to him about some books that he had written. And in one of those books, Quinn asked the question, with man gone, will there be hope for gorilla? And I thought, what an interesting question that is. I was thinking so much about different cultures and the way that species interact together. And a man like Stephen Jay Gould and Richard Dawkins and Carl Sagan were really inspiring to me. And were teaching me an awful lot about the richness of life and my place in it. And part of what I was thinking about this and being fascinated about how many species live on the planet was the equally contrasting shock of how many species were actually running to extinction. Almost a fifth of the vertebrates on the planet are animals that were running to extinction right now. And this kind of thing made me think about Quinn's question, and I thought, well, gorillas are probably better off without humans. I started into the University of Waterloo, took a few more courses, but then I fulfilled my dream of starting up a company with some friends here in Stratford. My experiences, though, with running my own small business has been kind of interesting. It's taught me that small businesses are an awful lot like tribal organizations. They're very natural, egalitarian. There's control and there's structure and there's hierarchy, but it shifts and it changes and it responds to changing circumstances. In contrast, perhaps, to some of the consultants or the advisors who try to teach us how businesses should be run. CEO as general sergeant, lead tech as field commander, and we're all supposed to enter the marketplace and annihilate our competitors in competitive battle. I didn't really get this vision of how businesses should be run. Species don't really compete that way. And so I thought to myself, why should I? Why shouldn't I behave how other animals live? And so I took that model. Being involved in a tech company, though, has taught me a lot of things. And as I look forward at the future that we're building with technology and the things that are coming at us, some of it I really like and some of it makes me nervous. It's going to be such an integrated digital world. The things that I really do like, though, are the things that are really positive. How we can use technology to help build sustainable communities, how we can fuel innovation, how we can use it to build a process of production and consumption that produces zero waste. But then, of course, there's some technologies out there that make me nervous. Things like biotechnology and where that might go, and what it even means to be living in a world that is maybe what we call augmented reality. It's these kinds of things that make me nervous. But where we take technology and where we take these things comes from more deeper personal, philosophical, or spiritual beliefs. It's those kinds of things that I think shape our reality and our understanding in it. And it's those kinds of things that help guide technology. And this is really positive news to me because I was getting kind of depressed with this stuff. And when I look at what it really means and when we really accept what it means to be a hominid being amongst a community of life, I really start to have a lot of hope for the positive vision that it creates for me and the kind of world that we can create for ourselves. There are many cultures around the world that I'm fascinated with looking at. I stuck during the video. And one of them is, there was a Norwegian documentary actually that matched up a typical average Western family with an Aboriginal culture. And I was so entranced with this documentary because what it did is it showed a really radical transformation of a people who were all of a sudden looking at the world very differently. They were looking at how to raise their children differently, or how to communicate with their parents, or how to communicate with elders. And what you saw and what they went through was really inspiring to me. And it made me think, maybe there's something to these kinds of belief systems that help shape where we take our world. And so I thought about our culture and some of the mythologies that are really dangerous in our culture. And one of them, for example, is the concept of human evolution as naturally progressing in a sequence, a linear sequence towards human life, towards modern civilized man. And so I thought to myself, returning back to Quinn's question, maybe it isn't just humans actually that's the problem. Maybe it's just one culture and some of the ideas that we have in that culture. And if we can shatter those ideas, I think perhaps maybe man and gorilla can communicate and live together. Thank you.